Hello, I am Bentham and welcome back to Kingdoms and Castles in the bustling city of Dragonstone. We're currently looking down on our north end of the kingdom from the Tower of Babel, where, as it turns out, at some point one of the ballistas burned down. No idea when that happened. Let's replace that. Stupid people just messing about with fire arrows. It's never going to end well. I don't know which way around one is supposed to be facing. I'm going to pick that direction. It won't matter in the long term, I don't think. It depends. If I switch this off, it doesn't default to its original position. Then I guess the first place it's pointing does not matter in the grand scheme of things. But I do like how this is basically the same height as the camera. So a king surveying his kingdom would see basically the same as what I'm seeing as he's planning out all his construction work. Of course, a tower this big will probably not be that stable, really, and would probably not last very long. It depends on exactly how advanced their building techniques are. Anyway, last episode we were working on the happiness of the houses, and we've improved it. At the moment, the only thing stopping these guys over here from being green is that the library is not, I guess, up to speed yet. That's how I imagine it is it's like the library is spinning up, and eventually it will reach its maximum velocity, and the knowledge will reach its peak of 20, and then everyone will be as happy as they can be. For the moment, they're still waiting on that, so they're at 72 as opposed to 89, and that is because they're at 3, not 20 happiness. How's the money going at the moment? We are still making a profit. We have built more buildings that use money, and also, I don't know if you need to pay the armies very much money or not. 216 paid to soldiers. I don't know whether that's entirely to archers or whether it is to archers and also soldiers, or how that works. But we are currently training our army and they are nearly ready. They're getting there, but unfortunately it's taking 1,000,000 years for the armaments to be delivered from the other end of the kingdom. So I think we should try and fix that somewhat, like one way or another. And so I'm going to demolish this right here. I'm going to build a stockpile right here. Industry, small stockpile. Lock that down there, and once it's built, its only purpose will be to hold armaments and nothing else. I might let it hold tools as well because it's a nice central location. Well, actually, that's the better place for tools, and at the moment it can store them, but it's not. I don't know what the workers in there are doing. They just seem to be standing about. Bit rubbish. Alright, shut down all storage apart from armaments, and then what I'm going to do is we've got a stockpile over here, and this was supposed to be for wood, and it sort of went wrong because I didn't set the limits on it. The blacksmiths just filled it up with entirely tools and armaments, and it's got no room. So I'm just going to demolish it, and then these can be sent to other places. The towers are now normal heights. I don't think we've lost anything of any of the materials by doing that. They've just been dumped onto the ground. And hopefully now, the guys who work in this particular stockpile will go and retrieve the armaments from over here, rather than just standing about like lemons. They may just stand about like lemons, though. It seems like there's ranges to the stockpiles, which is annoying. That means that sometimes the workers will just not do anything. Where are the workers right now? Oh, there are. Ah, they are down there. Are they bringing armaments in? Oh, they are. Then we are sorted. Now the people here can focus on actually training the soldiers because they can immediately retrieve the armaments from there as they're doing. Awesome. And soon they'll be trained anyway, and this won't matter that much anymore. But the armaments will all be slowly delivered over to there, and there's no reason for them to be anywhere but right there. So that's fine. Awesome, right. One thing we also did last episode was we finished building out the piers here, and we've now built some roads. And so I'm thinking about what to build here. Charcoal is important. We need to get that set up over here because the houses are still struggling to keep supply in terms of charcoal. Let's just build up these towers here. There we go, and an archer tower on top. And we'll not quite get rid of these yet because it's not actually built. But there's another thing I want to build here as well, because we can't fill this whole thing with charcoal makers. We don't need that many, really. So I think I'm also going to build some bakers. I essentially forgot about those for most of the game so far. I didn't know if there was that much use of them. They use food and charcoal to make more food. But it does seem like it is worth the materials you put in. I mean, it must be, because why else would the building exist? Then again, our farms have been getting really efficient recently, so maybe it isn't worth it anymore to have bakeries using people, but we'll try it. We'll build them around here because there's nothing else we can build there, and we'll have the charcoal makers here, and the charcoal can be delivered straight to the bakers, so that will never be an issue. And there's a farm right here, so that shouldn't be an issue either, though there will be a bit of competition between the markets, the houses, and the bakers for the food from these particular farms. There are other farms around though, hopefully the supplies will be enough. We could perhaps build another granary somewhere around here just to help have some in stock ready. That would be good, because that one is not the most ideal location. Somewhere over here would be better. Yeah, what I will do, I think, is chop down these. The thing is, this is good farmland though, so I might want to use this later. That's the awkward thing. For now, let's ignore that. Let's build our charcoal stuff here, our bakeries here, and then we'll go from there. So, let's see. We want to line up 4 bakers along here. Oh, we have a Viking attack though. Let's go see how this is going. They're going straight for our walls. I guess they'll try and go around and go towards the front gate, but they perhaps might get a bit too distracted by the being shotness that they will experience. And a dragon at the same time. Other end of the kingdom though, so that should be fine. 1 peasant died of starvation. Why? We're drowning in food. Doesn't make any sense. We're not even having that much trouble delivering it around right now. We've got, what is it? We've got 30 people dedicated to delivering food and charcoal to the markets for these houses here. It's crazy that it's not enough. How many boats we're dealing with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same as before. Bunch of Vikings, no ogres. Don't know what that's about. Where's the dragon? Oh, he's flying overhead. He is actually right by... He's distracting all the towers from attacking the Vikings. That's no good. Well, he's down. But it's going to mean a little bit more trouble for our soldiers here. Let's get them in position. The dragon landed on a bridge and destroyed it. That's a pain. Oh, look at all that wreckage. We'll clear that away and I guess rebuild it. Don't really need the bridge here so much now. We've done what the bridge was there for. I don't think people ever use it to get around, really. Here we go. The armies are approaching. We are ready for them. Seems like the towers are still doing a pretty decent job of killing them, though these guys here are going to be able to get fairly close without getting hurt too much. Fast forward anyway. Oh, the music's gone back to normal. I guess because there were 2 different attack events, and so when one of them ended, it went, and the attack has ended. We will stop the attack music. Or is this... Oh no, this is still the Viking music, isn't it? Didn't realize for a second. It's similar to one of the non-danger tracks, I suppose. But there we go. Sorted. Did we lose anybody in that? Oh, we did actually. He lost 1, he lost 3, so our armies will not be up to full speed is not the right term, but you know what I mean. Full strength, quite ready. Oh, there's only 30 people prepared. Why? Train 2 more. I wanted 32. Is 30 the limit? It could be. They make a nice square as it is where they stand, so perhaps. There's no armaments here, really. I guess the stockpile workers are always... They're fighting a losing battle, because every time they bring them in, they're immediately taken again by the barracks, so perhaps I shouldn't blame them. They will eventually get it all delivered. We're getting a little bit low on armaments now, really. And actually, we're going down on tools as well, so we need another blacksmith, definitely. That splits his time between tools and armaments. And again, once we've got these guys hired, we may not need more armaments for quite a while, so perhaps it's not that much of a problem, really. I mean, as it is, we have enough to hire another 50 people, and I have no intention of hiring another 50 people in the army right now. That'll be a bit much, I think. And we now have 32 ready. Recruit! There we go. They can't all collect into one square, so they will actually be in a square behind him as well. Let's move him this way so we can see... Oh, he's pushing along the other square. It's a little bit confusing how they're arranged. Let's get them out to the front. And unfortunately, we can't quite assemble our full army yet because they are not quite ready. We need 3 more people for this guy. And we'll also send the other guy in so we can get us 1 extra person. And then we'll be completely replenished. We will have our army of 64. Bigger than the army of Bear Island, in fact. Which it really should be, considering we're Dragonstone. Be a bit rubbish if our army was smaller than Bear Island's. Anyway, over here. So, yeah, I'm going to build some bakers. Let's just get them made. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lines up nicely. Be a bit of awkwardness on here in terms of how it looks, but in terms of how it works, it should be fine. Not as close to the houses as they could be, but I don't know if it matters that much. It's a bit weird though, because bread is in a sort of grey area where it's not quite wheat, so does it count as food? Does it go in our food counter? Does it go in granaries? Does it go in markets? I don't know. Because it's not quite the same thing. It seems to be stored in these buildings, and not taken to granaries, from what I've seen so far. So it's a bit confusing as to exactly what they are. But we need more houses, really, at this point. We have enough in the way of supplies of food. Let's continue moving this wall down. Seeing as the work here is done, they've not actually finished working on that yet. They've been taking their time with that. Jeez. How long ago did I order that? It was like the start of the episode. We should fill more places in with piers. I'm thinking maybe just doing this bit now because this is where I'm thinking of building the next set of houses. There's some nice farmland down here, but it's a bit patchy. There's like a couple of nice bits and then it's terrible around it. So perhaps we can just cover that with houses and not really worry about that. We'll want to extend our wall out though before we start building those. Let's just carry on extending our piers around the side. Oh wow, there's no one working on... there's those construction projects, but they're then going to be manned by the people who built them. So yeah, we're sort of out of people here. Maybe we should just build a couple of houses right now. I mean, we're not exactly in the worst situation in terms of space for houses. It's just a case of wanting a nice open space to set up a new huge complex. But we can get away with just building a couple of manors around the place for the moment. Like, one there should be absolutely fine, I should imagine. A couple more around here. We'll turn this into a sort of semi-block. A sort of... a Frankenstein's block. Let's build these down here, which is going to ruin our supply of workers. For the moment. In fact, no, hold, I'm doing it the wrong way around, really. I'm doing it backwards. Let's not do it this way. Cancel all these for the second. Just up to, like, here will do. And then, how are these manned? 7, 7. Nobody free, though. They'll get on with that pretty quick, though. And then what we'll do is we'll order a manor right here. They won't be happy, because they're next to blacksmiths. We'll remove those in a second. We'll work out somewhere else to put the blacksmiths, perhaps somewhere around here. We're about to be moving these, so there'll be a bit more space to work with around here. Let's do that, actually. Industry, charcoal maker. Let's just build 4 right here. We've already removed 1 from over here, so we'll just remove 3. Not much else we can actually build here, though, to be fair. It's a bit of a cramped space. Back here, not so much. If we clear out these towers, we'll have more room to work with. I'll actually do that, because why not? They look a bit nice, what with the gate and all, but we're about to remove the bridge and things leading into it anyway, so it won't look quite so normal. There we go, and while we're here, demolish these sections of bridge, build some more piers in here, and also build some more out here. It's going to be not so great for our supply of workers. Once they're built, we'll build our blacksmiths there instead. And they'll be able to deliver their armaments right to the barracks. Right, this guy, he's short on 3 people as far as I can tell. Recruit 3 people. And then head out to... I thought I had it selected, but I think I just deselected him. Head out to there. And then we need to hire 1 more. This guy can get in position over here. We'll see how long it takes for this guy to be hired. Just gotta wait for him to turn up wherever he is. If there's nobody free, then it might be the case that no one actually turns up to be trained until work is finished, actually. So we'll leave that for the moment. We'll have a check on it later. Perhaps I'll notice when it does the sound, because it does quite a noticeable sound when someone is hired, but I've blanked it out like I blank out the alarm sound in Factorio, so I don't actually notice when it happens. This house is nearly done. It'll bring us up to close to 700 population. And then we'll remove these 2 and build 2 more manors here, and then we will be up to 700 population. And all the people that we get should be able to just go straight into being workers, because I think we have enough in the way of farms. Work here is progressing nicely. This middle bit of pier isn't quite done. Come on. There we go. Oh, we've lost an archer tower somewhere. Over here. Oh, and that reminds me. This thing burned down like 3 episodes ago. I think it was even like the same episode as it had previously burned down. They managed to do it again, and I just didn't notice that time. There we go. Also, these around here, I've just sort of abandoned them. This is just wreckage at this point. You know what? I should probably leave the rubble in place, because Vikings like to set that on fire instead of buildings sometimes. Right, this guy hired. He is... recruit. And make your... I've deselected him again. And make your way out to the front gate, and soon our army will be properly assembled. And in the meantime, we have this house ready now. And it is already populated. So got more people to work with. They are at 53 happiness. They are still above the limit of 50. Another archer tower is burned down. Oh, these people are terrible. Again, we're having another fire arrows fad. You know, it comes and goes. Suddenly everyone wants to try fire arrows, and there's just fires everywhere, and then everyone learns a lesson and stops for a while. We have a dragon. It's a big one. I could tell where it was because a bunch of ballista shots hit the ground. Miles away from it, but in the direction facing it. Well, if it's just going to sit there around all the towers, we'll deal with it in no time. Oh, now it's flying over an empty area. Could do some damage. Oh, but it's coming to range of these guys. Very good. Can we scare it away enough? It's going straight through our most well-defended section, and it's going to land straight on top of the other iron mine. Alright, well, I can't click on it. Let me click on the rubble. I need to click it. There we go. I don't know what that was about. I'm slowly sinking. Why am I slowly sinking? Oh, I was still following the dragon, apparently. Ah, the dragon was slowly sinking, and I was focused on it. That was what happened. It was a little bit weird for a second. There we go. That's rebuilt, and back to work over here. This is now ready, so what I'm going to do is just order the construction of 2 blacksmiths here, and then should be safe to just immediately demolish these and build a couple more houses here. Town, manor. Which way around does it go? I think it's that way around. Yep. And then one of them can be this way around. Perhaps build a road down here later. So I'm thinking for a mini block that doesn't interfere too much with anything else around here. Give us another 50 population to work with, and then we'll be able to focus on construction without running out of people. These are all operational now. They currently have 8 loaves of bread ready to be picked up by heads of household. I don't want them to be picked up by heads of household. I want them to be picked up by market workers. Where are the market workers here? Let's click on these ones and track them. I think... Oh, I can't close the... Can I move the menu out of the way? I can't select it anymore. There we go. Move... Okay, can't move it. That's a shame. So where are these going? They're all going to that granary over there. None of them are trying to go to the bakery. Will that change? Will they decide to go there? No one's on these roads. Apart from the actual workers in the bakeries. No one's delivering the food to granaries. No one's taking it to houses. Oh, there's a couple of people here. They look like they are retrieving bread. They look like heads of household. They could be workers in this market, though. Let's watch this. These guys are going... They're going all the way over there. They're really the best place, so I guess this has been exhausted. Oh, they are... Nope, they're going to the farms. I don't know if anyone uses the bakeries, that's the thing. I mean, I guess the heads of household will have time to go and retrieve from here, but why would they when there are markets right there? Do I need to build the bakeries right next to the houses, like closer than the market? Do I need to build the bakeries closer to the houses than the markets for them to be used? And is it actually more efficient to have a bakery when you can instead have a farm that makes 24 food a year instead of the 8 that you get at the beginning? Because 3 people work in this. I don't know how fast they're really making the bread. Guess we can watch the food go down. It does not go down fast at all. That was my thinking, that like, is it really worth the 3 workers? I mean, it's more compressed in terms of space, maybe. But I'm not even sure if that's the case. When you've got windmills and you can stack them and you can get farms that make 20 per year. This thing seems to make like 5 per year or something like that. That's why I've never wanted it. Does it make 4? Oh, it makes 4 bread per. Okay, so that's a bit more reasonable then. But still, it needs to do that. Crazy amounts of times a year for it to make sense. Like, if we can get... Like, even our worst farms are making, like, 15 a year. So you'd have to make 15 a year, so for that you would have to do this process 5 times a year. Are they doing it 5 times a year? I'm not sure. Like, years are pretty quick. This is the problem, it doesn't say. All the other buildings tell you how often you get food. Like, this gives you exactly the per year rate. These give you the per year rate. Quarries do. I think, do charcoal makers do? Charcoal makers don't. But with those, it's like, it's the only thing that can make charcoal, so you know it's the most efficient thing. Whereas with these, it's like, I need to compare, because I don't know if these are any good. I think it depends on whether you're, like, how efficient your farms are. I think if you get your farms efficient enough, it is a waste of people to have 3 workers making however much food a baker makes per year. But I don't know what it is. I guess someone can experiment and work it out and find out exactly what it is. Is this guy up to... Happiness is still not up to 20 from there, but we now are green across the board. All these houses are green. Meanwhile, over here, it's not so great. We've got yellows around the place and stuff. It's a bit more wishy-washy. My thinking is, next time I build a big city block like this, I'm going to demolish all these houses, and then all the things that support these houses, and then I can have more industry and more, maybe, farming here, and also, I can maybe make this a bit less of just one giant tower, and have some more nice stuff around it, little towers that connect on and things like that. That would be nice, but anyway, we're up to the end of the episode. One last thing to do is have a proper look at our army. Of course, there's a storm coming, which means, well, there's a storm here. Can I get these to realign? I would like them to reposition. How do I get them to turn around? Can I direct this square? Specifically, can I order... I'm trying to work out if I can... Oh, he's moved. Why is he moved? That's the opposite of what I actually wanted. Go over... here. That might... damn it. I wanted you to line up for a nice finishing shot. Walk over there. There we go. I had the buttons wrong. That was what it was. I like the army to position a bit differently. I want these guys to be behind. I think that'd look nicer. If I get you to go there, and then back... Oh, go to here? No. Go to here? No! Okay, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to line you up and then face the other way myself. Oh, now you've turned around. Okay, well, that's still not where I wanted you, but that's fine. That works. Hang on, face this way. What are they doing? Oh, they have to be at the side of him. I think that's what it is. Yeah, they always wanted to be at the side of him, so I can't get the picture I was looking for. Let's just, yeah, do it like that. Then you go back and then forward so you can be facing right. I said, that's not... Don't walk sideways on a horse. I mean, I know that's physically possible, but that's not what I wanted you to do. There we go, that's nice. I mean, he's not quite in position. Well, there's our army. Of course, it's snowing, so we can't see things quite properly. Let's fast forward to the summer. And then pause, so they stop being quite so insane. Come on, people, form ranks. They're a little bit not quite lined up, but that's good enough, I'd say. There we go. That is our army of 64 people. Can pretty well deal, I think, with any Viking attack that'll come. When it comes to ogres, not so great, but they should be able to hold the line pretty nicely. And so with that, I shall say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.